Love that picture there. Good evening, everyone. Late Night Mega here. And tonight we're playing Mega Man Legacy Collection, starting with Mega Man 1. So put on your PJs and prepare for some cliches. Now this is kind of a remake of my original playthroughs, because if you go and you look at those, the audio on those old videos is not good. I thought it was good at the time when I was first starting this channel, and looking back, I don't like it. So we're gonna start with Mega Man 1 here. And just making sure things are set up. Yeah, I'm doing the Legacy Collection this time. We'll do some of the challenge mode activities when we're done here as well, with 1 through 6. And we're going to start things off. I'm going to roughly go in the same order. I might make a few differences across the games, but I do feel like I had a really cool order. I'm going to start with Fireman, just like I did in, well, last time we played this game. And the reason for that is I really like the Firestorm weapon. It's my favorite weapon in the game. Definitely want to be getting that first, and it's got some really cool uses. But I was really happy with most of the gameplay and the order of things, and some of the jokes it kind of leads to, some of the weapon interactions that it leads to. So I'm going to keep most of that the same. I might change up a few things, but as far as this game, we're not changing up the order. And we took a hit there, so we ended our no-hit run. Yeah. But anyways, this part here, it can be kind of tricky to not get hit by this. The trick is to hug the left wall there. This part is really tricky. You can do a hop. I need to get closer to the edge there before doing the hop. I have avoided damage there, but it's tricky. Oh, I should have avoided damage there. Now, a neat trick that only works in Mega Man 1, if you make a screen transition there and you go back up, all the pickups will be back. So you can use this to restore health and weapon energy when you see fit. There's a few times where you can make use of that. This area is actually pretty dangerous. It's also dangerous when you don't jump. I thought I pushed, but I don't know what happened there. Even as post-commentary, I don't know what happened there. But anyways, we're back in the Classic Series. I enjoy playing the Classic Series. I play through the games, well, haven't been playing through them as often as I normally do, but it's usually about at least once a year I'll play through most of the classic games, just because I enjoy Mega Man so much. Haven't quite been doing that since I started the channel, but don't worry, everything is so familiar to me that we'll be fine. And there's another spot there with those lava falls that it's just difficult to avoid damage. So you're best off just tanking damage and going through. If you have the magnet beam utility, you can use that to avoid some of the damage there. There's some weapon refill. Just shoot these little firehead enemies as they come down. Now, Mega Man 1 is the only Mega Man game, at least as far as the Classic Series goes, or any official Mega Man game, according to my knowledge, where you have enemies within the boss gates. I don't like this design, but it's the first game. It was Mega Man, the first Mega Man game. They were experimenting. This was a whole new thing back in the day. And this is Fireman. This just turns into kind of a damage race. You can try to avoid his shots the best you can. Now, notice the fire remained after Fireman died. So that's one thing you have to worry about in the first Mega Man game, is you can still get hit after the boss dies, and if that hit kills you, then you get to refight the boss again. So do be mindful of that. Next up, we're going to go to Gutsman. Gutsman is actually a fairly decent starting stage if you're new to the game. This game also only had 6 Robot Masters as opposed to 8 that we will see in every other Mega Man game in the series. But again, it was a new concept. They were trying new things. I personally think it's best with 8 Robot Masters. That way you don't get a massive chain of the rock, paper, scissors weaknesses. But it's not so constrained where there's not as much variety within the way, the order you take the stages. Once you have 8 Robot Masters, the order you take the stages becomes so much more varied. It adds to a lot of replayability. That's why I like replaying Mega Man games. I can go in different orders and do different things. And the reason I went to Fireman first was because of the Firestorm there. Those enemies are very beefy, but they go down in one hit with the Firestorm. You'll also notice that it creates a bit of a barrier around us. Not so much in the sense that it'll block projectiles, but it will damage enemies if they come into contact with the barrier, which can really help with those sorts of flying enemies, because they like to zoom in on you really quickly. And grab some health. There's all sorts of pickups here. Now, supposing we could go back up and transition back down, we'd be able to pick up another extra life there, but you can't actually do that. That is not working as well as I would have liked. It isn't Gutsman's weakness either, so... But Gutsman is fairly weak to the Buster. A lot of these early Mega Man games, especially the first couple, the damage output by the Buster and by other various weapons, it's kind of wonky in places. You'll see what I mean. For instance, Buster will deal more than 1 damage to some Robot Masters. Once you get to Mega Man 3 onwards, the Buster will only deal... Well, no, that's not true. Top Man takes more than 1 damage from the Buster in Mega Man 3. Once you get to Mega Man 4 onwards, your basic Buster shot will only deal 1 damage. But once you get to Mega Man 4, you'll have a charge attack anyways. So trick with Gutsman, he likes to cause earthquakes. Just kind of jump and avoid as best as you can. A lot of times, especially in these early Mega Man games, a lot of boss battles can just become kind of a damage race. So with that, we've completed 2 Robot Masters, and I will see you guys next time.